I just came by to stir your soul up a bit. Put on your seatbelt. Get ready. This ride could have some turbulence.
Hey, you guys, I'm Tabitha McNeil, and this is The Next Up, a creator's journey to success. And today's special guest, we have Damani Van Rensalier. Child, I'm telling you, names. The Lord didn't give me that gift. He didn't give me that. Damani Van Rensalier, right?
Van Rensalier.
Van Rensalier, yes. Such an amazing and beautiful name. So, Damani, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Damani. I am 23 years old. I was born and raised in Paterson, New Jersey. I began dancing at the ripe age of 5 years old. And from there, I kind of just trained, went to high school also for dance. I was dancing kind of double time during high school. And then I went to Rutgers University, Macy School of the Arts, where I attained my BFA in dance, which is awesome. And after that, I made my Broadway debut in Hadestown, the musical. And, during quarantine, I've just really been interested in creating and connecting and collaborating with other artists and really just growing in that way. So yeah, that's my little journey.
That's awesome. That is beautiful. One of my first questions for you is, when did this kind of acting bug, bite you and be like, yeah, I want to be an actress?
Yeah. Honestly, I think I didn't know that I was an actress all my life. I still don't think that I fully accepted or stepped into that kind of role. Because I was always the dancer, right? I was always labeled as the dancer. And so I didn't know that I could do it or that it was attainable really until I graduated and signed with the agency. And some of the auditions that they were sending me on required that. And I was like, oh, I can actually do this, or I actually enjoy doing this. So it really wasn't until after I graduated and was on this audition journey that us artists go on, and was getting monologues or getting, sides for the first time. And I was like, I like playing characters. This is cool. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'm fully accepting it quite yet, but still stepping into that.
That's awesome. So speaking about your amazing dance career, what made you want to dance?
I think it was a matter of me just dancing around the house. And my mom was like, she needs to be somewhere in a studio or something.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of little girls start out in studios and it's recreational, at first, but there was always something different about my training and different in ways that my mom would see, different about the way that certain teachers spoke about me. And so she knew that it was something that I really enjoyed and really invested time in. And then obviously as I continued it in high school, that was a choice that I made, was to go to high school for dance and dance outside of high school, literally dance all day.
Yeah.
And then go to school for it. It just was always something that I found helpful for me, something that I could always look forward to and grow in. And it just really was an outlet for me. It was a really expression for me. And it changed in different ways, it's expression, it's portrayal, it's all of the things. It's emotional, it's artistic, it's physical. So it's just something that I always was just super engaged in. It really is just a calling, it's sometimes you can't even accurately explain why we do certain things. It's just really a call on our life that we were just blessed with. And so I just I'm running with it now.
Mm-hmm.
Who I am, you know.
That is awesome. You know what? It's not even
Yeah.
Sunday. We talking about purpose. Come on.
Okay.
Yes. So tell us about your journey to auditioning for Hadestown and kind of, getting that role. Like, how was that?
It was, I think, the most interesting thing I've ever experienced in my life, child.
Right.
I graduated 2019 with my degree in dance.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I had gone on a trip to LA, right? My friend and I just got up one day and was like, hey, let's go audition for the Disney shows in LA.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So we did that my senior year. And we were getting some callbacks in New York, but we were independent. We were freelance.
Right.
And so once I graduated, I was on one of those callbacks that I had gotten from LA months prior, and someone was like, hey, do you want to like be represented? And I was like, sure.
Come on.
Yeah, like it just,
Come on.
and it wasn't even something in my like planning. I just was like, okay. So then that happened and I signed with the agency, and then like they hit the ground running with me, and it was like 2 auditions a day. It was like they were really trying to get me in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, they were trying to still fill me out, right? Like they didn't really have a full understanding of, and I really didn't either, because I had graduated from a modern contemporary dance program.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I want to continue that? Do I want to do the theater? Like it just was a lot of questions. So I did all of these auditions. Oh
no.
Light. Trying to play me today.
Okay.
So I went on all these auditions, and I was getting kind of used to just doing the thing, like going to the audition, coming home, not hearing anything. And so Hadestown came around, and it was so quick. It was a Tuesday was our initial audition, and then that Thursday was a callback in front of the entire cast, and then Friday I got the call. And then that next Tuesday I was in rehearsal. So within a week, like I had auditioned, got the role, and was in rehearsal. Like it was super, super fast.
Wow. How was that call?
It honestly, it was like not deceiving, but like we learned a combination that wasn't in the show, right? It was a song that was in the show, but the movement was not in the show.
Right.
And then we learned a song that we don't sing in the show. So it just was like a tad deceiving, but it was like I remember stepping into it and seeing David move, and I'm like, how does his body do that? Like his movement is very grounded and very rooted. And so I was like, whoa. And at the time I had heard of the show, but I hadn't seen it. So I didn't know what to expect. But the call was fun, and it was very much like embodied. Like I just felt like it felt natural for me. Like all of the material felt very natural. So it felt good. And I didn't have any like, oh, this is it type moments. It just was like I was in a call. I was just doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then God just showed up, and that was the one.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I would have passed out. Like, Mom, just take the phone. Can't do it. Wrap the towel around me now, because I'm gone.
Give me the shawl. Like,
yeah, just whoop, that's it. Take it out. Because I would have been out. So our next question is, how was it like performing on the Macys Day Thanksgiving Parade?
Cold.
Yes. I feel like that's everyone's like dream. It's just like, look, I don't care nothing about these balloons. You call me when the Broadway girls and boys are out there, okay? That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, it was so much fun, from the rehearsals to the dress rehearsal. That was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Kind of moment. And then the day of, it was bright and early, like 5 o'clock in the morning. And we all got ready in the theater. We were all together, but it was such, although like 5 o'clock in the morning and we were like tired, we were all so excited. Some of us had done it years, years
Mm-hmm.
and years and years. So it wasn't anything new. Some of us for the first time. So it was just like this camaraderie situation. And then we all traveled together to the trailers, and we got dressed in the trailers, and we
Mm-hmm.
rehearsed on the floor. Like, it just was such a fun experience. It just was fun,
Yeah.
especially to have such an amazing cast, and
Yes.
we get along, and we're friends. It just was such a great day. It just was
Yeah.
really a cold but good day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So another thing I would love to talk about is, what are some things that you want to see changed in the industry as a Black woman in Broadway?
Um, well, I think my view is maybe not biased, it's just different because I've only really been in the field for really a year now.
Yeah.
Um, but just from what my experience is, my biggest thing coming to Broadway was the representation, obviously, on the stage, but also off the stage. Like, it's a little disheartening to go out on a stage and you're looking for people that look like you, that can identify with you, in some ways, and you look out into a sea of just people who don't look like you.
Yeah.
And so it's discouraging. It's not, well, maybe not discouraging, just disheartening, that we can't have art at a level such as Broadway be accessible to inner city or
Yeah.
minorities or whoever that group is. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely moving forward, like having it be more accessible for these kids, for younger kids, for people of color, for Black individuals, like just having it be more accessible. And then like in these auditions, I'm sorry, I'm in like this. Everyone wants to race on motorcycles tonight.
You're okay.
Being on stage and being in the audition rooms, just understanding that anyone can fulfill a role if they're qualified for that role.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Hadestown it was like just so perfect, the way that it like had this story that was already a story, but they rearranged it to be something that was so beautiful and original. And then to have all of these people of color, all of these Black people, all of these people of color fulfill these roles, and then it win all of these awards, just goes to show you that it really is just about who is qualified. And so, moving forward in the audition rooms and for casting directors and whoever else, like understanding that everything doesn't have to be typecast. We're living in a new era. We're living in a new year where Elsa can be Black, Anna can be
Yes.
Black,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. It's who is qualified for that role. So I think we're gonna see some changes. I hope we'll see some changes moving forward once Broadway comes back, in terms of representation on the stage. But definitely getting those seats accessible to everyone across the
Yeah, for
board.
sure. Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
at this point in time, I was like, ooh, child, $300?
I,
Look.
girl, I can't see there.
I'm gonna sit in the back. I can't do this.
Standing here, Woni.
Yeah. So my next question would be, and I feel like I always stump people with this question, so it brings me joy. If you could cast anyone in a musical, who would it be and why?
If I could cast anyone in a musical,
Mm-hmm.
does it have to be a particular musical?
Nope. It could be any musical you want it to be. If you could cast the perfect show, who would be in it?
Oh man, you do stump people with this.
Yes.
If I could cast any person
Mm-hmm.
in a musical, I'm like trying to think of somebody who hasn't been in a musical. I don't want to cast somebody who's already been in a musical.
Right.
I would cast someone who hasn't been in a musical, who we don't see enough of, That's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to be an actor?
Nope. Be anybody. You have the budget at this point.
At the get them lessons on top of lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? Honestly, I would cast my father.
Come on. Yes.
And I would make him like, it'd be like the life and times of Stevie Wonder or something.
Yes.
Like something, because he's so soulful and he's very musically inclined. So I would just have him play like Stevie, or even he gets Denzel a lot. It suits his head up. So maybe like
beautiful.
Life
Oh
and
yeah.
Times of Denzel. Something, you know. I feel like my dad is slept on as an actor. Okay? As a old man.
No, I'm ready for Denzel on Broadway. Okay, I hear that now.
Yes.
It's just an archive of all his old movies, starting with my favorite, Training Day.
Wow.
Just going.
That would be a very long musical. Okay, he got a lot of movies.
Yeah. We're gonna be there for 2 hours. Tickets are $1,000 at the door.
Yep. At the door.
Exactly. So, what was it like working with Yvonne Rainer and Bill T.Jones on the Freedom of Information?
Yeah. So, Yvonne Rainer, I worked with someone who was trained under Yvonne Rainer.
Wow.
Freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned one of Yvonne Rainer's pieces and then got to perform it in front of her and get critiqued by her.
Ooh.
Which was like, and she's from like that strict generation. So she just says it like it is, you know, and she created the original, so she knows what it's supposed to look like and feel like.
Right.
So that piece was very pedestrian. And I think up until that point I had done like jazz, musical theater, modern, like, and this was very just like, your arm placement is here, now you move it here. Like, it was very methodical in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Come on, light. Okay.
There we go. Come on.
Let there be light. So yeah, it was a different piece for me. And then actually Bill T.Jones was my senior year. So it was just a nice, like, in between there, I had done many different pieces that were different in style and rhythm. And Bill T was my very last dance that I did at that school before I graduated. And it was more athletic, it was more physical, it was like the total opposite of Yvonne Rainer. And we got to meet Bill T. I don't think he watched our piece, but he gave us like an opening night present. He came and gave us a lecture. Like, that was really awesome. So it just was, you know, they're two very different pieces. So it was always just so cool when I look back at my collegiate like dance experience of how many different things that I did, and I hit so many different spectrums, and it you know, it all kind of molded me into who I am. You know, sometimes I try to explain, like, I have a degree in dance, kind of specializing in modern contemporary. Like, how did I end up on Broadway? It's like, but a lot of our training helped and tied into the dancer that I am, the actor that I am, just the professional artist that I am. Like, just a lot of the principles and stuff that we learned, I was able to apply when I got into Broadway. So it wasn't too like different. There were a lot of similarities.
Yeah. So coming on to our last two questions, who is someone that inspired you along this journey to pursue dance and theater and anything else amazing that you do? Because, you know, if you guys haven't seen her Instagram, she is on fire.
I try to be, you know, it's just quarantine season. You gotta I would say in general, My mother, which sounds like whatever, but it's true. My mom
Oh
is
yeah.
superwoman, like to the T. And although we had two very different routes. She's a teacher, like a gen ed teacher, at an inner city school.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's never done theater very much. Like, I don't know where I get this from. I really don't. She's gonna be upset when I say that, when she hears that, but it's fine. But there is more to being an artist than just being an artist.
Yeah.
And there are the smart, logical, practical things behind being a decent human being that informs your artistry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get a lot of my upbringing from both of my parents, but a lot of who I want to be as a woman of color, as a leader, as a teacher, as a friend, as a wife one day, as a mother one day, comes from my mom.
Yeah.
She was the first person that, helped me. Like, I don't want to get all sappy and stuff like that, but
No, it's okay. It's okay.
it's really my mom. My mom she keeps me going, and just the way, we're not, as artists, we're not lucky all of the time to have family that support what we do,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
not something that brings money to the bills or food to the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always that. And so, families they don't understand sometimes the artistry and the work that goes into that.
Yeah.
But I was just so blessed, so blessed from the moment that I was born, that my parents, my mom, my family just always embraced who I was and embraced my career path, and still does to this very day, no matter if I was on Broadway or not, right?
Yeah.
I went to school for dance. That in itself shows the support, because a lot of people don't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So just really just growing up and watching her little mannerisms, little things that she does, and I'm like, she's just such a phenomenal woman,
Yeah.
And so growing up, I want to continue her legacy, continue to be true to who I am, because that's a lot of what she is just true to herself. And that informs who I am also as an artist
Yeah.
as well.
No, moms are amazing. My mom has been there since day one, where you want
Day
me to
one.
sit. Like,
Yep. Yes,
every show was
absolutely.
like, that's my girl up there. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So, always the loudest one,
I
always the one to be like,
know.
I'm gonna wait for you backstage, but I'm gonna let you
Right.
talk to your little friends. Go ahead, I'm gonna be right here. Like,
Yes.
so
Yes.
amazing. So my last question to you is, where do you kind of see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now is 2025, right?
Yes.
I see myself, hopefully Rona is gone.
Oh no,
Jesus.
we claimed that. God.
We claiming Rona is gone in Jesus' name, amen.
Woo!
I see myself more established in as an artist
Right.
rather than just a dancer. I think I'm starting to blossom out of the dancer box that I've been in pretty much all of my life. So I see myself doing more for my community, more for the arts in my community. Definitely, hopefully, building more of a resume. I really very much so enjoy performing and very much so being on Broadway. And if I'm not on Broadway, it is what it is. But as long as I'm performing and doing what I love and happy while doing it, like, definitely see that. Maybe a ring on this finger.
Come on.
I'm gonna speak that in
A
Jesus'
fine
name.
man.
A fine. I mean, we're not gonna. You just gotta have a right standing with the Lord, okay?
Exactly. And let him be breathing. Let him be breathing.
Let him be breathing.
All his teeth. It's really all I ask. It's really...
I'm crying. Definitely, maybe a little ring on the finger. But Jesus, have your way. Your will be done. Amen. But definitely more established as an artist, stepping out of the box, taking risks. leaving these boundaries, leaving these walls, pushing the envelope, doing all that creatively, like staying in the realm of a creative. I think that's a huge calling on my life that I've
Yeah.
realized more during quarantine, actually, like in what I want to do. So hopefully in 5 years, that's where I am. But again, Jesus, have your way, let your will be done.
Mm-hmm. I feel like especially during this
Yeah.
time, you know, like God is just like, yo, sis, bro, this is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have time now. Look what I do. Like, look,
Right.
no one
All
can
the
go
time.
out. Like,
Take it all.
yes, and it's like, look, sis, if you need rest, take a nap. What you gonna do tomorrow? Nothing.
Nothing if you need rest.
Yeah, if you need rest, you want to go outside? Cool. Don't stay out too long, though.
Yeah.
Go back inside. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. So, you guys, what's your Instagram?
At Damani, D-A-M as in Mary, A-N as in Nancy, I, dot, V as in Victor, R.
Come
I
on.
think. That's it. That's it. Damani.br.
Yes, yes. And everything, all her links and all her amazing dancing and her bio will be in the links down below. You guys can go follow her, follow her journey, send her some love, maybe even send her some money. I don't know. We're broke.
Cash App at Damani
Come on, yeah. Yeah, send her all the love. So into her. She is amazing. She is an amazing dancer, an amazing talent, and an amazing person. And if you haven't seen her by now, you should. Because at this point, you know, we can all be in mansions. I'm just claiming.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Damani, for coming. Thank you for just being, again, just such a light. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I feel like you are going to inspire so many young Black little girls one day, and they're going to see like, yo, I can be you. I can do dance. I can do contemporary. We don't have a lot of us in contemporary sometimes. And so seeing someone like you, it's just like, I can do anything. I can conquer the world. If you can, I can. We all can. So again, thank you for coming onto the show today. I'll put all her links and everything in the description down below. And I am Tabitha McNeil. This is Damani, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.